Hello friends, once again, Father Roch here in front of the camera. If I'm not mistaken, this is our fourth video communication, if we don't count our celebrations of Masses over the last few weeks. So it is good to see you once again, and please bear with me for a few minutes as I have quite a few things that I wanted to communicate today. Last week, we live streamed our liturgies of Holy Week. I was amazed to see how many of you actually participated. That means watched us live and to the best of, in the best way possible, you participated virtually in our celebrations. Easter Vigil on the Holy Saturday, the liturgy which I like to call the mother liturgy of all the liturgies throughout the year. We had over 1,300 views. And then Easter Sunday, between the English Mass and the Spanish Mass, we had over 1,600 views altogether. I even received some comments from my distant family members in Poland who found us and who actually watched us and prayed with us. So that was great. All that tells me how much we long for God, how much we long for community, how much we long for being part of our church community, how much we long for celebration and for the Eucharist. And of course, how much we long for things to get back to normal, which we all hope and pray for. When I celebrated all the liturgies of Holy Week and before and now after, I think of and I pray for each and every one of you. Anyway, last night I was reading our North Carolina Catholics, our diocesan magazine, and there are quite a few good articles in there. And there is an article written by the principal editor herself. It's actually like the foreword, the introduction to the magazine. And in that article, she says how she and her team were working on this Easter issue of NC Catholics some weeks ago. Actually, it was before, she says, we even heard the word coronavirus or COVID-19. And she talks about how she and her team were working on this issue and how it was supposed to be all about gatherings, big gatherings and celebrations throughout the diocese, all in relation to the Easter celebration. And then she says, slowly, little by little, things began to change. And they changed in waves. And those waves, she says, first they were small. If you remember, we were told not to shake hands for the sign of peace. Then we were told to discontinue receiving the Holy Communion from the cup. Then we were told to touch elbows like this instead of shaking hands, to greet each other. And then those waves, little by little, became bigger. The ACC tournament wouldn't finish. There would be no NCAA tournament. Universities told their students not to return to schools from their spring breaks. Then we closed all our schools, we closed our churches, we discontinued the celebration of public Mass, we closed all church gatherings, we closed all big gatherings. And we found ourselves in a reality that we could not even imagine and we cannot comprehend. We only virtually participate in Mass, and doing so we make an act of spiritual communion as we receive Christ Jesus only by our desire. But there's another article, actually there's quite a few good articles there, but there's another in particular that says we have to find, in the midst of this entire situation, we have to find ways to experience joy. Even in times of change, in times of crisis and sadness, we have to find ways to accept, to adjust, and to pray. And we must make an extra effort in order to stay close to God and remain close to each other. Some of the things that we should make an effort to do are: be generous. Be generous with your love and your kindness to others, those around you especially. Reach out and get social. That's to say, call or FaceTime people, maybe family members that you have not spoken to in a long time. Read and pray. And keep holy the Sabbath day. In other words, keep the holy day as holy as you possibly can. Okay, and before I actually end my talk, I think I have talked way too long anyway. Once again, I want to thank you all for your continued support of our parish. I did mention in my previous address, in my last week's address, that as of last week, we actually activated our online giving option. That means we can now make our offertory, we make our contributions, our donations directly online on our website, If you go to our website, you will see there is a little tab that says online giving. Just click on it and then just click, and it's done. It's very easy to use, it's user-friendly. Some of you have already used that service, some of you have already made your contribution that way. And so once again, I want to encourage you to use that service, and I want to thank you for your generous support. Thank you from the depth of my heart for supporting our parish during this time of crisis. So, God bless you. I hope to quote unquote see you guys at our celebration of Mass, and next week we'll do another video presentation. God bless you and thank you.